Whoa, it's Mr. L coming at you from this hot city of New Orleans. Today we are going to discuss the prospect of Hurricane Dorian flooding and causing Florida to become two separate entities, North Florida and South Florida. So let me give you some background information. I am a graduate of a very renowned university in this great state of Florida. And upon living in that state for those 4 years during undergrad, I was able to meet quite a few people. One of which, I just call them the letter J. The letter J was from Jacksonville, Florida. Duval, as they call it, home of the Jaguars and Leonard Fournette. The letter J had told me if there was a threat that was as large as a tsunami that had struck Indonesia, I believe, or Thailand in 2004 that killed hundreds of thousands of people, that it would cover the complete portion of Florida, connecting the Gulf of Mexico with the Atlantic Ocean. Now, upon first hearing that, I thought that it had sounded very far-fetched for water to be able to travel that far and cross the entire state in order to reach the Gulf of Mexico from an Atlantic, the Atlantic coast of Florida being hit by a hurricane. So, there's quite a few people living on that eastern Atlantic coast of Florida. You got Jacksonville, Daytona Beach, St. Augustine, Cocoa Beach, Cape Canaveral, going down Boynton Beach. You got West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miami Beach. There's quite a few people, and a couple other places, Fort Pierce, I believe. And I'm not looking at a map. I know the state of Florida in my brain. So it's a very, very well populated state along I-95 down that east coast of Florida. So when the letter J had told me that, I thought, wow, this is very far-fetched for you to even believe that. But I found out that Florida lies very low, similar to New Orleans, in which the sea level, the elevation is comparable to the sea level as we have here. Further north of Florida, there are hills, and it's known as hill country to some people. Up in northern Florida, where all those crazy things happen, where people have sex with alligators and all type of Florida things that you see on the internet. Stories of people are from Florida. So the idea is that a tsunami or a strong enough hurricane can push the storm surge so far inland on Florida that it can actually reach the Gulf of Mexico. So in my estimation, I would say that Florida, not the panhandle, that would be the peninsula, wouldn't it? The peninsula portion of Florida is about, so if it's 2 hours, 3 hours, so I say it's about between 150 and 200 miles across. So he was suggesting that the water would travel over 200 miles inland to reach the Gulf of Mexico. Now, I don't remember if he said that would be caused, I know he said it's either a big tsunami or global warming or something like that. He didn't mention hurricane. But the reason I'm suggesting that a hurricane could cause this is due to the large amounts of lakes and rivers and estuaries and streams that are in the state of Florida. So it being a southern state, similar to Louisiana, we have the Mississippi River watershed, which the Ohio, Missouri river valleys all flow through the mouth of Mississippi. Similarly, I understand that the Chattahoochee River is actually in northern Florida, but you got Lake Okeechobee at the bottom. There's a bunch of rivers that flow through the St. Johns River in Duval County. Jacksonville, the largest city by area, other than some Alaskan boroughs. So it could possibly join those waters to become a stream over the state of Florida. And we do not wish that on those people, because I once was a Floridian for 4 years. I enjoy the state of Florida. I don't want anything like that to occur. But as of today, on Tuesday, August the 28th of the year 2019, it appears that Hurricane Dorian will be striking as a hurricane category 3. I believe the winds of a category 3 between 100 and 150 miles per hour. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So, what do you think? Do you think Florida can become southern Florida and northern Florida? Southern Florida being an island, I'd say, between Ocala and Orlando would be the line of demarcation. And southern Florida would start at Orlando and go on south to the Keys. And northern Florida would be right around Ocala, Gainesville area on northward. What do you think? Or am I just talking a crock of shit? Who knows? So like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Mr. L.